as Sarah mentioned, I'm a public lands advocate. Thank you. I need science. I need scientists in order to do my job. I interview scientists on our podcast. At the Center for Western Priorities, we do our best to understand science when we advocate for public policy. Right? Good management of America's public lands depends entirely on science. Our parks, our forests, our clean water and clean air, all of that comes from science. Talk about energy, wind, solar, geothermal, all of that comes from developing science. And yes, responsibly mining the minerals that we need for the energy transition all depends on sound science. And Donald Trump made one thing clear on his first day in office. Extraction comes first on our public lands for him. Everything else comes second. Yeah. You want to drill in our national monuments? It's clear he wants to do that. Go right ahead. Profit always comes before science. Just this week, internal Forest Service documents show they are planning to cut $300 million from forest and rangeland research. You want to clear-cut forests? Well, that is so much easier without science. Doug Burgum is Donald Trump's Secretary of the Interior. He is convening a panel that is known as the God Squad. Now, you may not have heard of this, but the God Squad is literally a government death panel. This is not a panel that decides whether individual people live or die. The God Squad gets to decide if entire species will go extinct. The only way that happens, the only way you can decide to send an entire species to its demise is if you ignore science. Because if you use science, you discover that our public lands are America's first and best line of defense against the climate crisis. Our public lands, our open spaces are all that is standing between us and a sixth mass extinction. And that means our public land managers, our ecologists, our biologists, they are the ones ensuring America's very survival. And firing thousands of Forest Service, Park Service, Bureau of Land Management employees, that's how Doug Burgum, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk are declaring an all-out war on science. Right? And that's why I'm here today, because the war on science is a war on nature and a war on our public lands. Now, I'm also here to answer a question. Why? Why is there a war on science? And the answer, as it often does, comes from the great band They Might Be Giants. They Might Be Giants released an album in 2009 called Here Comes Science. It is one of my kids' favorites. And the first track on that album, anyone know what it's called? Science is Real. That is what's going on here. Science is real. Say it with me. Science is real. Science is real. Science is what we can see. It's what we can measure, and armed with that knowledge, we can make better choices as a nation. So a war on science is a war on reality itself, and that is the point. The only way authoritarianism takes hold, the only way fascism takes over a country is by denying our shared reality. It's by denying the things that you and I and everyone else can see with our own eyes. Trumpism takes over through gaslighting. So we are here today to stand up for reality. Why? Because science is real. We are here to demand our elected officials stand up for reality because science is real. Fascism thrives on lies. Lies about immigrants. Lies about our transgender neighbors and children and family members. Lies about the vaccines that save millions of lives every year. Democracy itself depends on reality. It depends on shared facts. Democracy depends on science because science is real. That's right. I know that scientists aren't used to raising their voice, right? They speak through papers and academic discourse. They speak on behalf of all Americans through environmental reviews that are sometimes 5-6 inches thick. You know, I've been to a couple of science conventions. They're important, but they're kind of type B fun, you know? They're not all that rowdy. So we are here braving this cold today to get rowdy for science. We are here to get loud for reality because science is real.